Hello, my dear students. Welcome to our GSS Chemistry channel. Today, we will discuss applications of pH. This is part number 13 of acids, bases, and salts. There are many applications of pH in our daily life. Some of them we will consider as prescribed in your syllabus. First application, acid rain. This is more important for the environmental chemistry. Acid rain. In the rainy season, generally, the rainwater is coming down, reaching the earth, flows down into canals and rivers and ponds. Sometimes it so happens the aquatic life in rivers and canals becomes very difficult. When it happens, when the rain is converted into acid rain. If you want to mention the rain as acid rain, then demarcation line is given. A certain pH value demarcation line is given. If the pH of the rainwater is less than 5.6, then it is called acid rain. Below 7 always acidic. If the pH value of the acid rain coming down is even below this 5.6, the acidic character will be increased. That becomes more dangerous. So, when the pH of the rainwater is less than 5.6, it is called acid rain. When this acid rain is allowed to flow into the rivers, automatically what happens? The pH of the river water will be lowered. And so, the aquatic life under these low pH conditions becomes difficult. The aquatic life cannot be survived. One thing remember, the whole universe is depending upon the pH conditions. Your body is depending on the pH conditions. Preparation of drugs in the pharmaceutical companies purely dependent on the pH conditions. During the preparation of the drug, if the pH value of the drug is not maintained, that drug becomes a poison to your body. That is why you have to take the drugs only from the highly standard companies, but not low standard companies, because it becomes a poison to our body. That is the pH importance all over the world. And so here, when this rainwater is allowed to flow into the rivers, automatically aquatic life is completely broken. Whatever creatures are there in the river water, all those will be completely subjected to death. Why this rainwater sometimes becomes less than 5.6? For that purpose, just a slight understanding. Naturally, air contains certain gases. Air contains certain gases like sulfur oxides, SO2, SO3, nitrogen oxides, NO2, N2O3, and even carbon dioxide, H2S. All these are gases which are present in the atmosphere. Unnecessary gases are also sometimes present, like chlorine. Like chlorine gas may also be present in some areas. All these are gases. This is a gas, this is a gas, this is a gas, this is a gas. Chlorine is also a gas. In the industrial area, you will get the chlorine. Don't forget that all these oxides sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, dinitrogen dioxide, carbon dioxide, H2S, all these are acidic gases. Chlorine, of course, it is a gas, but when dissolved in water, it becomes HCl and HOCl. That is there. So, when here, if you take the fall of rain, this is the rain falling. Let us imagine like this. Rain falling. That happens when due to the climate conditions. So here, sometimes drizzling will be there, sometimes heavy rain will be there, sometimes moderate rain will be there, depending upon the area and depending upon the weather conditions. When the rain is falling, these gases will be dissolved in rainwater. These gases will be dissolved in rainwater. You can take, for example, SO2 plus H2O. What happens as H2SO3? Similarly, you can take SO3 plus H2O, you will get H2SO4. CO2 plus H2O, you will get H2CO3. Even NO2 plus H2O will give you HNO2 plus HNO3. Of course, you have to take here 2NO2 plus 2H2O, HNO2 plus HNO3. In this way, H2S is also acidic, chlorine, and if at all present in air, it also up to some extent dissolves, and HOCl, very strong acids. In this way, all these are the acids. When the rain is falling in rainwater, these will become soluble up to some extent. So, what rainwater contains all these acids. Rainwater contains all these acids. And that is why it is called acid rain. If all these are present in the atmosphere and in the particular area, in the industrial area, sulfur oxides will be present, nitrogen oxides may be present, chlorine is also present. Apart from the industrial area, if you take a distance away from the industrial area, those will not be containing sulfur oxides and nitrogen oxides. Carbon dioxide is always present. So when these gases are dissolved in water, rainwater, all these will be converted into automatically acids. And so now this is the rainwater. This is the rainwater. So this rainwater is now containing acids. So it is becoming acid rain. And when this rainwater containing acids is allowed to flow into the side canals or rivers, etc., the pH of those river waters will be lowered. How much is it lowered? Because all these acids are present there, automatically the pH will be completely lowered. It is even far less than 5.6. It may be 3, it may be 4 sometimes. So heavy acidic character is induced in it. Under these conditions, so aquatic life becomes highly difficult. So this is about the explanation you can offer for the acidic rain. Why is it becoming acidic? Means the gases that are present in the atmosphere may be dissolved in it and it is converted into acids, and so acid rain is falling because the pH also less than, even far less than 5.6. It is very dangerous. Even you can take statues, standard statues in some foreign countries. If the acid rain is heavy, the statues will be dissolved in it. And the shape is completely lost. To whoever it belongs to, we don't know. The statues will be dissolved because it will be having marble chips like that, calcium carbonate may be there. And so all these statues will be completely, surface will be dissolved. And so there will be pits formed on it. And so the shape is completely lost. The value is lost. That is the power of acid rain. So in this way, it is damaging statues, it is damaging the river water also, and making it not convenient for aquatic life. Okay. Next one. The second one, let us consider tooth decay. Now let us consider tooth decay. Here, generally the teeth and tooth that is very hard. Why? The surface of the teeth will be covered by an enamel which contains calcium phosphate. Here I am writing calcium phosphate. Calcium phosphate. Formula Ca3PO4 twice. This is a very hard layer. On teeth. Very hard layer. This is teeth. Okay? This is insoluble in water. It cannot easily scratched just by rubbing it with bristles of toothpaste, bristles of toothbrush. It cannot be easily removed. That is hard layer. As long as this calcium phosphate layer is present as an enamel on the teeth, teeth will be on safe side. But sometimes tooth decay starts. It is said to be started when the pH in the mouth is less than 5.5. Is less than 5.5. Here less than 5.6, here less than 5.5. Then automatically tooth decay starts. What is happening here? Generally small cavities will be present in between the teeth. And so whenever we are eating food particles will be held up in the cavities. And even certain sugar-like particles, which is sweet in taste, is nothing but sugar. Those particles may also be left in the cavities of the teeth. And what happens there? Whatever food material, the tooth is covered in the enamel which contains calcium phosphate here. The particles remaining in the cavities of the tooth produces bacteria. Certain bacteria will be produced when the pH is less than 5.5. And what about this bacteria? This bacteria in turn produces acid. So what happens? That acid reacts with calcium phosphate. The calcium phosphate layer will be gradually corroded. This calcium phosphate layer will be eaten away by acid. So calcium phosphate layer is lost. Enamel over the teeth is lost. The safety of the teeth is lost. This happens when the pH of the mouth is less than 5.5. And that is why what type of precautions are to be taken? What is the precaution you have to take here? Using prevention for this. What is the prevention that you can take here? Use of toothpaste containing mild base. Use of toothpaste containing mild base. Base containing toothpaste is usually used because usage of this toothpaste, as base is produced, the acid whatever produced by the bacteria will be neutralized and tooth decay will be stopped. Once again, after lunch or dinner, you have to brush up the teeth, washing, or rather better, washing. After lunch or break, lunch or dinner, or taking tiffin, it is better. That means in the morning time as well as in the evening time before going to bed. It is better to brush up the teeth using paste. That's a safety measure, and the teeth will not be subjected to any type of degradation or any type of corrosion or any type of tooth decay. Decay will not be there. Teeth will be on safe side. This is about the tooth decay. Okay, that is also depending on pH. Our body itself depends on the pH value. The blood pH is 7.2. The blood pH is 7.2. And mostly it is God gift for us. The blood is acting as buffer. Even though slight changes are there in the body, acid is produced or base is produced, etc., etc., the pH of the body suddenly changed means it is difficult for the body to maintain good health. Even though the acidity or basicity for the body is slightly changed, blood activity will not be stopped. That is the greatness. What is meant by buffer? A buffer is that one which is maintaining the constant pH, and its pH will not be altered even by the addition of slight amount of acid or slight amount of base. That is the buffer activity. Blood is a buffer. And so, even though slight acidity or slight basicity is produced in the body, blood activity will not be lost. Its activity cannot be stopped. And that is the gift given for us by God. Thanks to God. Now, third application, pH in the digestive system. Our stomach produces generally gastric juice, which you call hydrochloric acid. And that hydrochloric acid generally used for the digestion of the food material that is taken into the body. Sometimes it so happens during indigestion, that means irregular taking of meals, etc., not maintaining proper times, not maintaining periodical times for the take of the food, etc., it causes indigestion. And during the indigestion period, excess hydrochloric acid will be produced in the stomach. And that excess acid produced in the stomach causes pain and irritation. So you are suffering then. Immediately you want to get the relief from the stomach pain or irritation. What you will do? You will take an antacid tablet or antacid syrup. Antacid tablet or antacid syrup will be containing mainly mild base like magnesium hydroxide. Mild base like magnesium hydroxide. This magnesium hydroxide, which is a mild base, neutralizes the excess acid that is produced from the produced in the stomach, and thereby neutralization takes place means acid is completely neutralized, and there is no excess acid. You are free from the pain. You will get the remedy from the pain or irritation. Okay. That the base magnesium hydroxide acid is present in the stomach, that is HCl. If this is a neutralization reaction, MgOH twice plus 2HCl will give you MgCl plus 2H2O. So this is the third application. Digestion, pH in the digestive system, our stomach produces hydrochloric acid, which is called gastric juice, which helps in the digestion of the food. During indigestion, excess acid is produced, which causes pain and irritation. To get rid of this pain, we use antacid tablet like syrup, which mainly contains mild base like magnesium hydroxide. This base neutralizes excess acid produced in the stomach, and thereby we will get the relief. This is the equation. Okay. Next, fourth application we have to discuss. Meanwhile, please note it. Next, fourth application, to test the pH of the soil. Also, depending upon completely agriculture field, agricultural lands, to have the proper growth of the plant, certain pH of the soil is required. Otherwise, the plant growth may not be proper, the yield will be very poor. And so always you have to test the soil where the agricultural field is present. To different areas you can go, take the samples of the soil, and how to get the pH of these soils at different areas. Take 2 grams of the soil in a test tube, add 5 ml of water, shake it well, thoroughly shake it well. Later filter it. We will get the clear solution. That is called filtrate. That filtrate is taken in a test tube once again. Just add 1 or 2 drops of universal indicator. 1 or 2 drops of universal indicator just add. Thereby the solution gets different color. Certain color will be obtained. Take the color of the solution and compare that test tube color, the solution's color present in the test tube with the colors present on the pH strip of the paper containing different color shades. And at what point it is matching, at that point the pH value be indicated. In that way, filtrate is taken in a test tube, 2 drops of universal indicator added, filtrate gets certain color. This color is compared with the colors on the strip of the pH paper, and thereby you can easily get the pH of the soil. If the pH of the soil is obtained as 2 or 3, highly acidic, under those conditions never plant growth takes place. Most of the plants require slightly basic conditions for the proper growth. And of course, to give you the minerals from the soil, if they are not present in the soil, we will supply them through fertilizers. Though you are supplying fertilizers, if the soil, pH of the soil is not good, it is mere waste. And so first pH of the soil is tested, and you have to increase the pH of the soil to have the proper growth. For that purpose, what is to be done? When the pH of the soil is very much acidic, you have to increase the pH by adding a base. Mild base, of course, you have to add. Generally, for this purpose, you can spray calcium carbonate powder. Calcium carbonate powder. It is a mild base. And thereby, the pH will be raised to 7.5, 8. Slightly basic conditions will be obtained. Required pH value obtained for the soil. Then you can take the plantation, you can take the growth, you can add the fertilizers, and finally you will get good yield. Without any loss, you will get the profit. And that is the way you have to do the agriculture. Okay? So that is also, finding the pH value is also very much used, but using universal indicator, just we are making the trials and getting the pH value proper by adding the base. In that way, we can take the proper cultivation on the agricultural fields. Okay, that is about the pH. Here, addition of calcium carbonate powder when the pH of the soil is very low. Don't forget. This you have to take. Next one, more important, self-defense system in animals as well as plants. Self-defense system. This is the creation in the nature. Nature gives all the amenities, all the facilities. You have to make them in a proper use. Otherwise, if the nature takes the revenge, Nobody can do anything. So you have to save the nature. You have to properly use the facilities, amenities present in the nature. And even every plant, certain plants will be having their defense system, and most of the animals will be having their defense system, starting from snakes, etc. Or you can take small animals, and you can take bees, you can take honeybee, you can take wasp, you can take ant. During the ant bite, you can feel the pain. If the honeybee is putting its sting into your body, what happens? You will the pain. Much pain will be produced. So here, that is the self-protection system for these animals. So here, when a wasp or ant, or you can take honeybee, ant bite or honeybee sting on the body is taking place, then they leave an acid into the body. Acid will be induced into the body when that sting is taking place, or animal bite is taking place, or ant bite is taking place on the body. And during the injection of that acid at that area, you will feel that burning pain will be obtained. So remedy is also there. As it is releasing acid, a base is opposite to acid, and thereby if a base, mild base you have to apply. If a mild base like baking soda is rubbed on that area, stung area, immediately you will get the relief. And of course ointments are nowadays available. We can take the ointments. And this is another remedy, because sodium bicarbonate is easily available in all homes. You can take the sodium bicarbonate, just rub that stung area, immediately you will get the relief. Okay. And even certain plants will be having highly needle-shaped leaves. The pointed leaves will be there. When you are going through an area, suppose you touched a little plant, thereby the pointed leaves will be injecting an acid into your body. That acid is nothing but formic acid, methanoic acid. When that the sharpness of the leaf is injecting an acid into your body, at that area you will feel burning sensation, burning pain. But nature gives the gifts. When there is a problem, there is a solution. That is nature's gift. You have to find it, that's all. And so side by the little plant, there is another plant, namely dog plant. Dog plant. Here, not duck. Dog plant. So you take the dog plant leaf and rub that area, immediately you will get the relief. Nature gives all the types of remedies for us. You have to think a while and apply. So in this way, little plant is having a problem to us, but the relief is also present side by it. Another plant is side by it growing, that is dog plant. Take a leaf and rub that area, immediately you will get the relief. So in this way, there are many applications, of course. These are the applications sufficient for you at this stage. So in this way, you can understand the applications of pH in several ways. Several ways you can apply, and of course this is sufficient for us. Okay? With this, I am concluding these pH applications. This is the part number 13 that is completed for today. Tomorrow we will take some other preparations and properties. Okay? Now in part number 14. Thank you very much for your watching of my video lecture. Thank you very much.